He only did it to protect his own dignity. That slap seemed to finally wake Jack up, his lips pressed together, his face pale. Just as he was about to say something back, someone stumbled in. She shoved away the servants holding Jack down, then hugged him tightly, her voice trembling like she was about to cry. "Jack, are you okay? Please don't scare me." It was Anna. She was wearing a pink dress, her hair slightly messy, her face full of panic and worry. She looked pitiful. She gently wiped the blood from Jack's mouth. As her sleeve slipped down, it revealed the icy white jade bracelet on her wrist, the very heirloom Jack had taken back from me and given to her. The old madam's face changed instantly. She stared hard at the jade bracelet on Anna's wrist, her eyes full of shock and anger. That bracelet was a family heirloom passed down for generations through Jack's maternal line. It could only be given to the rightful daughter-in-law. Jack's mother wore it when she married into the family, and now that bracelet was on the wrist of a servant girl. To the family, it was a huge insult. She walked up to Anna in a few quick steps and grabbed her wrist so hard that Anna frowned in pain. The old madam demanded sharply. "Where did you get this bracelet? Who allowed you to wear it?" Anna's eyes flickered and she instantly put on a pitiful look. Her eyes reddened, tears welling up as she choked out. "Old madam, Jack only lent me this bracelet for now. He said I could wear it for fun, and when he found the right person, I'd return it to the family." "Lucy, are you angry because of this bracelet? Is that why you want to marry Tom? If that's the case, I'll give it back to you right now. You and Jack should be happy together. You have my blessing." In just a few sentences, she made her relationship with Jack sound vague and intimate, hinting that Jack had feelings for her. Then she made it sound like I was marrying Tom just because the bracelet had been taken. With that tiny excuse, she painted herself as innocent and kind, while I became the petty, impulsive woman. Sure enough, before she could even take off the bracelet, Jack grabbed her hand and pulled her behind him, shielding her as he spoke to the old madam. "Grandmother, I gave Anna this bracelet. Tonight, she has already decided to marry my uncle. She is no longer my future wife, so naturally, she has no right to wear it. Anna is kind and sensible. She deserves this bracelet." Joy flashed across Anna's face, and a trace of smugness appeared in her eyes. But when she met the old madam's sharp gaze, she immediately lowered her head and pretended to be shy. "Jack, don't say that. I'm just a servant girl. How could I possibly deserve something so valuable?" "I said you deserve it, so you do." Jack's tone was firm. Then he turned and looked at me one last time, his eyes full of resentment and unwillingness. "Lucy, I'll wait for the day you regret this. I'd love to see how happy you can be marrying a cripple." After saying that, he pulled Anna away without looking back, leaving the wedding hall in chaos and the guests whispering among themselves. I felt nothing but disdain, and watched his back with a cold smile. What he didn't know was that marrying Tom wasn't some impulsive decision. I had thought it through carefully. I waited for him for 7 years and wasted 7 years of my youth, only to get betrayal and humiliation again and again. I had already given up on him. As for Tom, he was gentle, considerate, knowledgeable, and funny. He respected me and cherished me. That was enough. Besides, I also planned to get justice for those 7 wasted years. Because Tom had trouble walking, no one made a fuss about toasts or wedding night teasing. After the simple ceremony ended, the guests gradually left. I followed Tom back to the bridal room. A pair of big red candles burned inside, their flames flickering and casting a warm glow over the room. A faint scent of osmanthus filled the air, fresh and pleasant, making me feel at ease. Tom sat by the bed and carefully lifted the swaying pearl curtain on my bridal crown. His movements were gentle, as if he was afraid of hurting me. The red candlelight fell across his face, softening his usually sharp, cold features. His long lashes cast faint shadows under his eyes, making him look especially gentle. At that moment, my heart actually started beating faster. I instinctively lowered my eyes, avoiding his gaze, my cheeks slightly warm. A soft laugh reached my ears. His voice was low and pleasant, with a hint of amusement. "It's late, my wife. You should rest." His long fingers helped remove my heavy headdress. One gold hairpin after another, one pearl ornament after another, was gently placed on the vanity, making crisp little sounds. Every now and then, his fingertips brushed my scalp by accident, sending a tingling sensation through me and making my whole body tremble. Without thinking, I asked in a slightly dry voice, You really don't know anything about intimacy?" Tom's fingers paused. He looked up at me with a half smile in his eyes. Then he leaned closer, his warm breath brushing past my ear. "Why don't you verify it yourself, my wife?" Only when he was this close did I realize how deep and dark his eyes were, like a bottomless lake hiding countless storms beneath the surface. His gaze was too intense and I could barely handle it. For a moment I actually felt timid and wanted to back away, but before I could show weakness, he clasped my wrist and gently pushed me into the layers of embroidered bedding. The bed curtains swayed, blocking out the light outside. That night, he didn't finally let me go until dawn and I sank into a deep sleep. Maybe it was because 7 years of tension had finally loosened, or maybe the tenderness of the person beside me made me feel safe. Worst case, they could find an excuse to sell her off later. But Tom was foolish enough to take a favored concubine before even marrying a wife, and she was a maid with a bad reputation. From now on, every eligible noble girl in the capital would avoid him. No one would want to marry him again. I was extremely satisfied with the result, so I smiled and nodded. "Since you've decided, then we'll do it your way. But the ceremony doesn't need to be too flashy. Just keep it simple. After all, she's only a concubine. Making it too grand would just look improper." Tom glared at me fiercely, his eyes full of resentment, but he didn't dare argue. In the end, he could only drag Lucy away in frustration. My eyes fell on Jack. Curious, I couldn't help asking, "Where did you go today? Why did you come back so suddenly?" As soon as I said it, I felt a little embarrassed. There was almost a spoiled, clingy tone in my words, nothing like my usual self. Jack paused, then smiled gently, his eyes full of affection. Forgive me, my lady. I went to see the imperial physician today to discuss treatment for my legs. I came back late and let you suffer. Are you feeling unwell? I asked anxiously. My heart was full of worry. I saw you riding yesterday. Did it make your legs hurt again? Seeing how worried I was, he froze for a moment, then smiled and shook his head. He gently held my hand. His palm was warm, carrying a steady, comforting strength. No. I only went to discuss the specific treatment plan with the imperial physician. Before, I thought if I couldn't stand, then so be it. I was used to it anyway. But after marrying you, I have someone I want to protect. So of course I want my legs to recover. I want to take you out to see the world myself and give you a complete home. So it was for me. I felt touched, my eyes turning slightly red, and I was also secretly happy. His legs could actually be healed. To me, that was incredible news. What did the imperial physician say? Is there still hope for your legs? I asked carefully. I was afraid of hearing a bad answer. Jack nodded, his eyes firm. There's hope. The physician said my legs are only damaged in the meridians, and because I haven't used them for years, I can't stand. As long as I keep up treatment with acupuncture, medicine, and proper training, there's a strong chance I can recover. But it may take a long time and be very painful. That's okay. I'll stay with you. No matter how long it takes, no matter how painful it gets, I'll be by your side and take care of you until the day you recover. Jack looked at me with tenderness and emotion in his eyes. He gently pinched my cheek and smiled. All right. With my wife by my side, I'm not afraid of anything. For the next few days, I went with Jack to the imperial physician every day. His treatment was just as painful as the physician had said. During acupuncture, dense rows of silver needles pierced his legs. Cold sweat covered his forehead, but he gritted his teeth and never made a sound. When he drank the medicine, it was so bitter it was hard to swallow, but he only frowned and downed it in one go. I saw it all and felt the pain in my heart, but all I could do was quietly wipe his sweat and prepare some candied fruit for him. At least it could ease the bitterness in his mouth. Of course, even while I was busy taking care of Jack, I wasn't idle. I didn't let Tom and Lucy live happily in peace. During those days, I deliberately had people spread the news that Tom was taking Lucy as a favored concubine. I made sure the whole capital knew. Soon, everyone was talking, laughing at Tom's stupidity and Lucy's delusions. The families of noble young ladies avoided Tom like the plague. Even those who had considered marrying into the Jack family changed their minds. After all, no respectable family would marry their daughter to a man who took a maid as a favored concubine before marrying a wife. It would not only hurt their daughter, but also disgrace the entire family. The matter even reached the emperor and empress. The emperor and empress had been together since youth and were deeply in love. They hated men who spoiled concubines, neglected wives, and let maids climb the ranks. The empress immediately summoned the Jack family's old madam to the palace and scolded her harshly for failing to discipline her household. I slept unusually well and didn't wake until late morning. When I woke up, Lily came in blushing with the wash basin and carefully helped me sit up, speaking softly. Miss, the young master said he already spoke to the old madam. You don't need to serve tea today. He wants you to rest well. My cheeks turned red. Thinking about everything that happened last night, I felt both embarrassed and annoyed. Rumors really could ruin people. If I hadn't believed the gossip in the capital, I wouldn't have said something so improper yesterday. How embarrassing. After washing up, I slowly left the courtyard, but as soon as I opened the gate, I saw Anna kneeling straight on the stone path outside. Her face was pale as paper, her lips cracked, and she looked incredibly weak, as if she had suffered some terrible grievance. Looking closer, even her clothes were a bit messy. A few strands of her hair had fallen loose too, making her look especially pitiful. My heart sank. I knew her showing up couldn't be good. Sure enough, the moment Anna saw me, she stayed on her knees and shuffled toward me bit by bit. She clutched the hem of my dress like it was her last lifeline and cried. Miss Lucy, please go see Jack. Last night, while you and Master Tom were in your bridal chamber, he drank alone in his room all night until he was completely wasted. He mistook me for you, held me and cried all night, kept calling your name, said he regretted it, said he never should have treated you that way and begged you to forgive him. As she cried, she secretly watched my expression. Seeing that my face stayed blank, she continued. Miss Lucy, can you please go back to Jack? He really knows he was wrong. He'll treat you well from now on. He won't let you suffer even a little. Please forgive him this once, okay? She said all that, but casually turned her face just enough to reveal the mottled red marks along her neck. The marks varied in depth, clearly left from intimacy. If you looked closely at her slightly open collar, you could see even more exposed skin. Her collarbone and chest were covered with similar red marks. It seemed that last night, drunk Jack hadn't simply held her. And today, she probably wasn't here because she truly wanted me to go back to him. She was here to show off those marks in front of me. She wanted me jealous. She wanted me to regret it. I looked down at her, my eyes cold and calm. Isn't this exactly what you always wanted? You were his personal maid for so long, staying by his side day and night, hoping he'd fall for you and make you his concubine, or maybe even marry you as his wife. Now your wish is about to come true, so why come here and act innocent in front of me? Anna's breath caught, and every last bit of color drained from her face. She bit her lip, panic and resentment flashing in her eyes, but she still forced herself to look pitiful. Miss Lucy, that's not what I mean. I only respect Jack. I don't have any other thoughts. I just feel bad for him. He's really suffering. Is that so? I smiled faintly, my tone carrying a trace of mockery. Instead of keeping your eyes on me, you should be thinking about how to strike while the iron is hot and win Jack over. But too bad, even if you marry him, I'll still be your elder. I'm his aunt by marriage. After you enter the family, you'll still have to come greet me every day and properly call me auntie. Don't you think that's funny? Anna's face turned even uglier. Her hands clenched tightly at her sides, knuckles turning white, but she still refused to get up from the ground. Just then, hurried footsteps approached, and a familiar voice rang out anxiously. Anna, why are you here? Get up! It was Jack. He wore a moon-white brocade robe, his face still pale, faint shadows under his eyes. Clearly, he hadn't recovered from last night's hangover. The moment he saw Anna kneeling on the ground, he quickly stepped forward, carefully helped her up, and looked at her with nothing but heartache. He was about to turn around and blame me, but suddenly froze. His eyes landed straight on the side of my neck, where several ambiguous kiss marks stood out. They were marks Tom had left last night, kissing my neck again and again. Their bright color looked especially obvious against my fair skin. Jack stared hard at those marks. His gaze looked like he wanted to tear a piece of flesh off me, filled with jealousy and rage. His voice trembled with disbelief. You slept with him? Lucy, how could you? How could you do this to me? I looked straight into those jealousy-filled eyes and found it ridiculous. He was jealous. He was regretful. But none of those feelings came from love. I knew Jack too well. He never knew how to cherish anything. He only regretted things after losing them. What he regretted was that the little bird he used to keep in his palm, the one that came and went at his command, had suddenly flown away and would never be controlled by him again. What he hated was simply that something he thought belonged to him had been taken by someone else, making him lose face and dignity. Jack, stop being so full of yourself. I looked at him coldly, my voice full of mockery. When you deliberately wrote the marriage document wrong, used my marriage as a bet, and threw me away like trash, you should have known this day would come. I, Lucy, am not an object. I'm not something you can take when you want and throw away when you're done. Since you didn't cherish me, someone else naturally will. My gaze dropped.